Have you ever had a moment in your life where you're wondering if you're on the right path, where you're wondering if you healed from something, when you're wondering if have I grown, and you're questioning yourself? Then this video is going to change your life, because on today's episode I want to share with you 10 signs that you are healing. And knowing that when you are healing, you are on the right path. Even if your physical circumstances seem like they're detrimental or everything is chaotic, things are pummeling to build a new foundation that's going to be more sturdy and more stable for the new beginning that you're meant to have. So if you're struggling to wonder, are you where you're meant to be? I want to give you a confirmation that you are exactly where you are meant to be, and this video is going to clarify all that for you. What is Gooch, beautiful beings? Welcome back, AwakenOnes, on another episode on Embracing Ascension series with your homegirl, Brittany Fontanez. If you're new to this channel, so glad to have you here. If you've been on this journey with me so far, gang, only love, you know who you is. On this series, I am an energetic activator channel. On this channel, I am an energetic activator, here to assist you to awaken things you have yet to see for your emotional awareness to go upon your spiritual evolution. If you want to know any more about me, you could go to the link tree in the description box below, where you'll be redirected to my Etsy shop, my healing course, Awaken Prophecy, that teaches you the fundamentals of healing and how to awaken to your purpose. And then also you'll be redirected to my website, where I sell more merch, and also I render one-on-one healing services, dream interpretation, past life regression, and Reiki healing. And lastly, please go follow me, my homegirl Jessica Frias, on Spotify at Mystifying Reality, where we post new episodes every single Monday to assist you upon your journey and talk about things we feel that needs to be talked about in today's day and age. And lastly, beautiful beings, please hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and also hit that notification button so you won't miss out on these golden nuggets that I share with y'all, because there's so much always in my noggin, and I'm like, damn, I'm surprised my head hasn't exploded or is extremely big. I mean, it is a little bit, but my ears are bigger, so it's whatever. But other than that, beautiful beings, let's get into them. 10 signs you are healing. Now, notice I say healing rather than healed, because it takes many lifetimes for us to understand ourselves. So it doesn't mean that we literally heal from things fully. There's a lot of things that keep coming up to the surface because there's layers to be learned. You may have stumbled upon, oh, I healed from this past relationship, but all of a sudden 10 months down the road, that emotion still comes up. It's because there's still more to learn from that. Clarity happens all the time. The reason why we get in a state of confusion is because there's clarity needed to be gained. So beautiful beings, let's get into the first sign that you know you are healing. And this is how you'll be able to see life differently, that's going to serve you rather than continuously hurt you. So first sign, we see darkness as a guide to love. This is very interesting because a lot of people always ask me, how is it that you always see the best in everything? How is it that you're always positive? I'm not positive. I'm just aware. Positivity to me is not always being giddy, uplifting, and always happy and good vibes only. No. True positivity to me is when you have an obstacle in front of you, instead of judging it, you ask, what is it trying to teach me? And you allow it to guide you. Same thing, I look at darkness and shadows and what we call negativity and low emotions that we don't want to feel. I call them as guides, trying to get us back to love. The same way when I look at, sadness, anger, I feel like we call those demons is really because we're running away from those demons that we call our inner demons. But I really think those emotions that are so dark, that are in the muddy crevices of our psyche, is an indication in a different form of our inner child trying to get our attention to come to the dinner table and have a talk with us. That's how I see it. I don't see that demons are here to attack us or the devil is here to attack us. I just see it as darkness trying to keep knocking on our door and asking, when are you going to bring me to the light? When are you going to show me love? Not the love where you let it keep overpowering you, but power. I mean, there's so much power in love. With unconditional love, you give unconditional passion. With unconditional passion, you give the ability to outgrow what doesn't serve you. So that's the first sign you know you're healing. You're seeing the darkness as a guide to love, not demonizing it. Now, the second sign you know you are healing, and this is a big one. You see relationships as sacred growth, not your happiness. This is the big one that I had to learn this entire year. And it's because when I got out of a relationship earlier this year, I learned that, wow, I put all my attention on someone and became codependent. And why I was codependent is because I didn't know how to focus on myself, because I didn't want to focus on myself, because I thought if I'm always there loving and helping someone, then that distracts me from what's going on with inside of me. And I started to realize a relationship will never make you happy if you're not happy. If anything, a relationship is supposed to add to the happiness you already cultivated for yourself. So you're starting to see relationships as here to teach you to grow, because the most triggers you will ever have is in a relationship. So with relationships, they're here to help you grow to be a better version of you, because you may be good on your own, but maybe you being good on your own is not the type of person you're supposed to be with when you're in a relationship, because you're meant to help each other grow and be better. So you see relationships as a sacred sense of growth, not your happiness. And when you rely on someone else to give you your happiness, you're giving that power to that person, and you're trying to change them to be someone that they're not, when you need to change how you see how you should receive. Third sign you know you are healing. Healing is not a sign of being broken, but a need to mature. This is why I find it very interesting when people is like, oh, healing's just bullshit, you know, I'm broken. I found very interesting, when you say you are broke, you're saying you're broken. So when you look at yourself as lackful, you look at yourself as not whole and complete as you are. So a lot of people, when they're on this healing journey, they think there's something wrong with them. So that's why they think they need to heal. But healing is not about covering up a wound or thinking that, you're just sliced in half. No. Healing is about realizing that you are a loving person. You are soft. You do want to be vulnerable. And you do care to be vulnerable. You care to love, you like to love, you like to give. Healing is just giving you a space to recognize the you that you have forgotten and never met before. And healing doesn't mean an indication that there's something wrong with you. It just means there's part of you that you need to outgrow, because you need to mature your consciousness level to not allow particular things that happen over and over and over your life to become your story when you're meant to redefine that pain. That's all healing is. So healing doesn't mean you're broken. It just means you need to mature your consciousness level and your emotional intelligence to cultivate how to express your emotions, but to also come from a state of logic, so you don't get lost in an illusion, but you realize what's going on right in front of you, rather than making up stories because you don't want to see what's happening in front of you. Now, the fourth sign you know you are healing. Self-love is a need, not an ego deed. Oof. Most people, I notice when I meet them, like, oh, I love myself, and all of a sudden they talk so bad about themselves. They're like, I love who I am, I love how my skin looks, but they're like, oh, I'm stupid, I'm so insecure, I'm not lovable. And it's like, wait, what? I thought you loved yourself. Self-love is a need, because it's teaching you how to prioritize compassion for the part of you that you think is hard to love. And when you think self-love is an ego deed, meaning that you have a false sense of confidence that you display to the world, but when you're really intimate with someone, you fear that intimacy. You fear showing that part of yourself that you shame. That's an ego deed. So self-love is a priority and needed in order for you to cultivate compassion with yourself. Because when you have compassion for yourself, you give yourself space and permission to grow and become better, and to see the parts of yourself as lovable rather than demonizing it. Now, the fifth sign you know you are healing. You are a go-getter. You are a go-giver, not just a go-getter. Now, what do I mean by this? When you are healing, you're starting to realize it's not always about going, striving, trying to become something that you think you aren't. Instead, you are ambitious, but you're a go-giver, meaning that you know part of creating a healthy life that you feel is fulfilling, is successful to you, is by realizing you're not the only thing that exists. Because some people who are go-getters are go-takers, and they could become selfish and have narcissistic traits and only thinking about them. But when you're a go-giver, you know how to prioritize yourself, but you know being a service to this world is a part of the process too. You know you can't just keep all that love to you when you have a waterfall. Give it to people, but give it to people who deserve it. But also you know how to just give, because you know that's going to come back to you. You understand energy. You understand reciprocation and the infinite energy that's always cycling through this entire universe. So you know you're healing because you're becoming a go-giver, not just a go-getter. You're going after the things that you want, but you know in order to create more abundance, you have to give in order to receive. You have to reciprocate in order to allow that reciprocation to happen for you as well. You're understanding that your story matters and you matter, but you're also understanding how others matter too. Now, the sixth sign that you know you are healing. We see weakness as a strength, not confidence as a facade. So I believe there's a huge difference between fake confidence, real confidence. And real confidence to me is having the ability to allow yourself to feel weak, to feel like things aren't okay. I always hate that saying, you gotta keep fighting. No. Life is not supposed to be a battlefield. It's not supposed to be hell on earth. You're supposed to create your heaven on earth. You're supposed to create a kingdom that is peaceful and that represents the peaceful soul that you are. But weakness is a strength because you give yourself the courage to be vulnerable, to be soft, to ask for help, to break down and cry. To allow someone to see that part of you that you feel like no one understands. Weakness is a strength because weakness helps you realize there's a potential you haven't tapped into yet. So how can we strengthen that and build a skill to the point that it used to be a weakness, but now it's a strength, rather than having this facade of confidence, be like, I could beat your ass on this. I'm better than you on this. I'm better than everyone. I am God. But you have a lot of subtle insecurities that you don't want to face. You hate when people put you in your place. You always get defensive when people out you and make you hold you accountable. You know? You don't know how to have intense conversation. That is not confidence. That is a facade. And that is a person who is actually not willing to allow themselves to see their weakness and turn that weakness into a strength, and recognizing, yeah, I do have these insecurities. Yeah, I don't know how to take constructive criticism. Yeah, I don't know how to apologize or hold myself accountable and be responsible for how I talk and how I treat people. Yeah, but how can I change that? How can I turn that weakness into a strength? So That's the sixth sign you know you're healing, because you're seeing weakness as a strength rather than confidence as a facade. And you'll be able to have the discernment to see that core truth within other people, because you see it within yourself. Now, the seventh sign you know you are healing. We love to love, not because we are naive, because we know karma. Oh, I wrote that. See, I'm shooketh from that. I'm always shaking myself from these inner truths. But you know you're healing because you realize you are a soft person. And what I mean by soft, I don't mean you're weak. I don't mean you're naive. I don't mean like, you don't have strength. What I mean by soft is that you're gentle. You're gentle. You hold space for others. You make others feel like they matter. You have a gentle soul. You allow yourself to hold space for others because you hold space for yourself. You allow others to feel safe with you because you want people to trust you, not because you want to take. It's because you see that people deserve that space. So you love to love, not because you're naive. And people thought, I think it's hilarious when people think I'm stupid and naive. Don't get me wrong, I used to be. But now, I choose kindness and love because that's who I am. But when people think they have one-upped me or outsmarted me or think I wasn't observant, I find it hilarious. Because it's like, just because I'm not saying anything doesn't mean I don't see it. Just because it's not in front of my face doesn't mean I don't feel it. I've been in a lot of relationships where I knew my partner was cheating on me. Not only because my intuition told me, it's because I will have dreams about it. And all of a sudden, days later, they would tell me. So you love to love because you're not naive. You understand that when you walk into situations and how you treat people, you have to be intentional with it. So you choose to be kind, not nice. Nice is neglecting yourself for others, but kindness is giving respect to others. But the minute they disrespect you, you revoke your energy. You revoke their access to your energy. And it's because when you walk into situations with pure intentions, treating people right, holding space for them, being vulnerable, being loving, being you, when they do you dirty, instead of getting revenge on them, or instead of trying to one-up them, or instead of trying to belittle them, you walk away. You choose you. You'd rather grieve. You'd rather heal. You'd rather purge, because you know how karma works. You don't need to do anything to make them love you or understand you or make people see you. You understand how it works. So if you treat me bad, pray up and keep your prayers up, because that karma is going to come after you, not because I wanted to. It's because you put your actions out in the ethers to the point my ancestors, my spirit guides, the higher power knows my intentions and knows who I am. And if you fuck with me, sometimes I will be your karma. And sometimes you are people's karma. So therefore you will be the reason why they will have no choice but to change. And the best quote I've ever learned that's taught me so much about our Creator is that God will put you in situations to teach you how to humble you by first humiliating you, to teach you humility. And that's the biggest powerful quote I ever learned, because it's true. In order for me to see my wrongs, to see how I'm not right, to see how I need to change my ways, there were moments that I was humiliated. Same thing with like a lot of celebrities that are being outed. They were all like in their ego and thinking they're hot shot. And now a lot of skeletons are coming out their closet. It's just like that. So when you walk into a situation, you know you're healing, because when your intentions are pure and you choose to be you and you choose to be the loving person that you are, when someone doesn't respect that, honor that, appreciate that, they ghost you, they abandon you, they hurt you, they use you, you're okay with it. Because you know once you heal from that, karma is going to come. And all you have to do is step back and let your success do the talking for you without people or things. All right. you guys. We are on the 8th sign. The 8th sign that you know you're healing. We are kind, not nice. Be aware of manipulation, though. I know I kept saying this, so I'm going to get more in depth in this. You know you're healing because you're choosing to be kind, meaning that you're going to respect everyone. You're going to have unconditional love for everyone, but you're not going to have unconditional tolerance. Meaning that if someone thinks that they are entitled for you to endure their disrespect and their bad behavior because they refuse to grow and heal their bullshit that they project onto you, you're going to revoke access. Because you know how precious your energy is. You know how powerful it is. And not everyone deserves that. So you gave them the chance. You told them your boundaries. And if they didn't want to respect that, pues, that's on them. But what I mean by be careful manipulation is because a lot of people who so-called are nice guys or nice girls or say I'm a nice person. Here's the thing. People who manipulate are not just people who have bad attitudes or who display a sense of not caring for others, lack of empathy. Sometimes manipulation comes from people who are nice and too nice. Because when you're too nice, what you're doing is that you're trying to make someone see you for who you are not. You're trying to receive attention from someone and do things for them so you can receive that attention. It's like being in a relationship. You're always giving, overextending yourself because you want that person to love you. You're trying to get something from them by depleting yourself. So instead of trying to change someone to be someone that they're not, change the way you see yourself on how you receive. That's the only power that you have. So be careful with that manipulation, because when someone is too giving and too nice, eventually they're going to show their true colors and turn on you, because they never have pure intentions for you. They were in it for themselves as well. So nice people are not just people who do bad things. They're just people who lack the awareness of who they are. That's it. Now, the 9th sign that you know you're healing. You are not people pleasers, but people seers. Now, when I wrote this, it blew my mind, because you are noticing that you don't want to please others. You're noticing that you don't want to please your family. You don't want to entertain this mundane ass conversation. You don't want to do things or go anywhere that your body's saying that I don't want to do this. I don't want to go anywhere. I want to stay home. I want to watch a movie. I don't want to do certain things. I don't want to hang out with this person anymore. You're starting to realize you don't give a fuck about being the villain anymore. You don't give a damn how people perceive you, because you understand the perspective they have of you is not your perspective, it's their perspective. And because of that, you're realizing that people's perspectives of you is a personal issue they have with them, not with you. So when they're trying to project pain onto you, and they're trying to guilt trip you and manipulate you for you to give them what they want from you, you're starting to realize, no thank you, because my happiness and my peace is more important than what you think I need to give you. And in you realizing this, you're really realizing, holy shit, how did I ignore this before? How do I ignore that red flag? How did I ignore that person's actions? You're healing because you're starting to see people for who they are, not for the perspective you want them to be. Big one, you guys. Now the last one, you know you are healing. You are not trying to make people like you, make people love you, make people see you. You're walking up in places not caring if people like you, but caring if you like them. And because of this, you're not putting on facades anymore. You're not, when your family disrespects you, you're not allowing yourself to be quiet about it anymore. When your partner does something you don't like, you're not pretending to the point you're not wanting to step on toes or try to keep the peace. You're letting yourself be known. You're going out to the world and being unapologetically you. You are unfuckwithable. Let's put it that way. Because you're not wanting to pretend anymore. You're not wanting to try to satisfy people or soothe the tension. You're choosing to cause tension. You're choosing to make people feel uncomfortable. Your light will intimidate people. And it's not because you're intimidating. It's because they're intimidated. And that's a personal issue. Because you choose to stick up for yourself. I do this all the time. And people will look at me like I'm a bitch. I don't give a fuck if you think I'm a bitch. There is shit I'm not going to tolerate. There's shit I'm not going to hide. And there's shit I'm not going to be quiet about. So I'd rather cause tension because I'm not here for you to be comfortable. I'm here to trigger you. I'm here not purposely. But if my truth triggers you, then that's an issue you got to work on, because I just flipped the switch. The trigger was already there. I just turned it on. So that means there's something inside of you that you neglect. So rather projecting your anger onto a person that's speaking their truth, realize, why is it that you can't accept other people's beliefs other than your own? So you choose to call attention, and you don't care if you get rejected. You don't care if someone ghosts you or leaves you because you're speaking your damn truth and setting your boundaries. You don't give a damn if friends reject you because you're choosing self-care over doing the things that they do all the damn time. You don't care if your family rejects you because you know damn well the generational curses they have, you want to break. And if they want to stay comfortable in it, you're going to be the example of what it's like to outgrow and break those chains. So you don't care about being rejected. You just care about being you and realizing how that matters. And you give yourself the space to do that, you will attract people who see you for who you really are. So other than that, beautiful beings, I really try to make that video short, not too long. I really hope it came out a decent amount of time. But other than that, beautiful beings, that's all I wanted to share with you today. If you got any golden nuggets or activations from this video today, please hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and hit that notification button, and let me know in the comment section below what you felt and thought of this video for your growth. Let me know what you learned. But other than that, beautiful beings, I will see you on the next one. And until then, have a happy holiday. Have a blissful one. And please give yourself the opportunity to see how much you have grown this year and how much you are ready to tap into the potential that has been laying dormant within you. It's for you to shock yourself in this new upcoming year. So only blessings to your family and blessings to you. Until then, only love.